Hi, welcome back.
Hello.
So, what was the last thing we did?
We got nuked.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We decided to test out the nuclear bomb that was just sitting in the lower area.
And now we're fighting Mayor Onion.
Right, I forgot because he sends his minions.
Yeah.
And they just end up being basic walk at you slowly enemies.
You stupid Baba Ganoush.
Is that how we talked?
It's how you have to say Baba Ganoush.
I honestly don't even remember. I think
my accent kept changing with him.
Oh yeah, I think by the end of it you had 3 or 4 voices.
It's the layers to the onion.
Oh yeah, right. He had the magical girl transformation. Oh dear. Went mad with power. Corrupt onion.
And he's got the fork, the laser eye, the hat.
There's the laser eye. And what else was there? There was something else. Or was it? Oh, it was just the...
He's also radioactive.
Yeah, I was going to say the pile of radioactive goop.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, being a bit freaked out at this fight, because, like, the laser, it feels... Like, it...
You keep thinking it's going to sweep at you?
Yeah. Well, not just that, but, like, I keep thinking... I remember I was thinking that it would... Like, you know how it feels like it stops tracking you about a full second before it fires?
Yeah.
It really felt like it was tracking for longer. Like, maybe like, because of how quickly sometimes his melee hits come out.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking about that whenever he would shoot the laser, and I'm thinking, oh crap, this is going to track really hard.
Yeah.
And I was, like, super worried about it, and I don't even...
He's actually kind of a pushover of a boss, really.
He kind of was, yeah. I was actually a bit disappointed, because everything else... Like, really the only thing was, by the end of it, I think I realized the laser was barely a threat, but his actual melee attack was much more of one.
Yeah.
Because like, it
hits you, like, just a fraction of a second sooner than you would think it was gonna.
Yeah, and I keep thinking, okay, I have time to dodge this, or I can dodge it in this direction, but it's, like, so quick and instant, it's like, no, you might not be able to. I think around here, like, when I kept taking hits, I was like, alright, I need to be a little bit more patient here.
Yeah.
I need to possibly heal. And I think even the healing thing wasn't cutting it, so I was like, you know what? I think I just need to maybe take swings. But the I think was it around this point that you said that you had mentioned that there was actually an alternate fight?
Well, I learned about it while we were watching, like, after we finished this fight. Yeah, I'd realized that there was more to the game.
Oh wait, was it during the credits?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so that's actually in a little bit. But, yeah, I remember thinking, like... So at some point, I was thinking back on some of the stuff we hadn't done. Like, I don't think we had returned that spray paint can. Or not returned it, but given it to that one guy that asked for it. And I was like, yeah, we never did address this and that. And then I think there was also the mob guys in the fridge.
We realized that there's more hats that you need to collect, and there's some more paper that wasn't torn up.
Yeah, well, I think the paper we already more or less knew about. But the hats, I was like, well, how many hats are there then? And yeah, it ended up we had to take care of a bunch of stuff between episodes.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of cleanup. We actually got a surprising amount, and then just rip up the deed you just got back.
Yeah.
I own the house, not rip.
And then that's the end.
Yeah,
like,
it was very just...
The game doesn't wrap up anything, which is one of the only gripes I have with it.
Yeah.
Like, it sets up a lot of really cool ideas and then does nothing with them.
Like, my most disappointing thing about the story in this game was after you fight, I think her name was Liz?
Yeah.
They never address the humans again.
Yeah, because you just go straight to the final boss fight.
Like, you clearly see 2 humans have run out the door, and then you have the boss fight, but then you never see those 2 again. Like, whatever happens there.
Yeah. did we kill the girl, or did she just get, defeated?
Or did she explode in a screen-clearing explosion?
Yeah, and then disappeared during the flash.
Is that what they said in the last Shantae game?
Yeah.
If you love your screen-clearing explosion so much, why don't you, in the screen-clearing explosion, get married and have screen-clearing explosion babies?
Shantae gets weird.
Yeah, it did. It was, yeah. I had some mixed opinions about that new. Apparently, they did update it a bit, so that when you go to the bosses, the sirens,
Yeah.
you know how you just kind of show up and then fight just happens. Like you get a cutscene, but then fight happens.
Yeah.
Apparently, they added it so at least some of them now have dialogue,
Oh, good.
and I think the dialogue might be voiced, but I'm not 100% sure on that part. But I remember there was an artist I follow on Twitter who frequently does various Shantae drawings, and she had played she was playing the more recent one. What was it? Seven Sirens. And I think she showed one of the cutscenes, or not one of the cutscenes, but just the little dialogue, the back and forth with between Shantae and one of the bosses.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember the sirens having voices. So I'm thinking they probably added those in an update or something.
I'll have to look into that.
Which I don't see why they didn't just get that done before releasing the game.
Maybe they couldn't push it back. Wasn't it kickstarted?
That one I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure Half Genie Hero was, because I think they said that the different what's it called? The different game modes were Kickstarter goals.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we reach this amount, we'll add a mode where you primarily play as Shantae's friends or play as Risky, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I hate that each of the add-on modes had like one annoying bit of jank to it.
Yeah. I mean, God, I feel like if we start talking about Shantae and like some of the gripes I have with some of the DLCs, I would get a little too into it. But I will say, by the end of it, I was a little bit sick of the fact that nearly every DLC was just arcade mode, essentially.
Yeah.
Where it's just play all the stages straight, and then, don't get hit or you lose power. Like actual attack power.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Yeah,
this also unlocked like a procedurally generated Binding of Isaac mode, where you just go on board a train and do a boss rush.
Yeah, well, not even a boss rush. Like you said at first, it was what's it called? Binding of Isaac, where you got you have some rooms of little basic enemies.
Yeah.
And yeah, this screen reminded us of
Hats and papers. Yeah.
Well, not just that, but I mean specifically that I think at the time we didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Because I don't know did we ever meet that cat?
The game, when you went to the cave, the game actually said you can't come here until you beat the game.
Right.
So we never met the cat.
I remember that part, but I was asking if the cat had appeared in a different capacity at some point during the game. It did.
In the journal entries.
Journal entries.
She talked about how she missed the cat.
Oh, is that the same cat?
That's the cat.
Oh.
It was mutated and is now psychic.
I didn't even know. I didn't make the connection that was the same cat. You're sure?
I mean, it's Chekhov's cat. They set up the cat, they talk about the cat, now there's a cat. It would be weird if it was a different cat.
Okay.
Chekhov's cat.
Chekhov's mutated radioactive cat. Why not?
That old literary chestnut.
Yeah, it's what? Literary chestnut?
It's my new band.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody plays on banjos.
It's... What?
Even the microphones are put inside the banjo and you have to scream into it for the singing.
Why?
Art?
Would shouting into the gap of a guitar make the voices resonate oddly?
Yes. Art.
Sure, okay, alright, it's fine. You know what? I'm not going to argue it. But I think at this point, like I was just kind of exploring, because I remember this was the area that was blocked off by, I think the other spot was blocked, the cave with the cat was blocked off by a dog.
Yeah.
And then this part was blocked off by a talking, not human, obviously, but one of the vegetable characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it said something like, "Oh, the boss says you can't come through here until you beat the game, whatever that means."
Yeah.
And it just kind of like, sort of lampshaded that particular thing. Like that little brief bit of fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, and at this point we were just kind of looking around trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah. Like, I think I might have actually just asked you, hey, should I do this now or later? And I think you said do it later because I think we wanted to, because you said during the credits was when you found out that there was more to the game if you 100% it before you go
on the train.
Too far in. Well, no, not the train. Too far into the boss sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. But we wanted to go ahead and get that taken care of so we could actually go and just fight the, I guess, the true boss, or whatever it was.
Yeah, so I pulled up a guide to kind of quickly point us in the right directions as to where all the remainder stuff was.
Because some of the stuff we had, we just never got around to delivering it.
Yeah, and at least one of the quests requires an annoying amount of opposite ends of the map back and forth traversal.
Yeah, and even worse so, particularly in that area we were just in, with the zigzagging around the rocks. I remember that shocked the hell out of me the first time. Because it just kind of appears in a explosion of dust.
Yeah. Hello, living rutabaga.
Oh, I thought you were actually
No, I'm
going to
not going to do the whole thing now. I just love that line. Hello, living rutabaga.
Living rutabaga? I'm trying to think.
Seek some fan art from a cranberry.
Yeah, why not? There was one part where, like... God, I don't remember if we actually recorded it or if it was something we did between episodes during the cleanup. But there was one part where someone asks Turnip Boy something, and instead of his usual just, silence where he just sort of, I guess for lack of a better term, emotes.
Just stares at them?
Yeah.
And tears things up? Because he doesn't really react to anything.
Well, I mean, like, not verbally react, but like the dots or the exclamation points. It's kind of that's why I say, like, emote. I don't know if there's a better term for it, but, like, you, the player, know, or at least have an idea what they're thinking, what he's thinking in response to whatever. And yeah, here was where it said, "Now you destroyed everything. Go fight Mayor Onion again." And I think that was when we were like, "Oh, okay. Now we can go do." Did we go and do the fight, or did we? I think we might have actually gotten more. No, we did stop to get more health.
Yeah.
And
well, in order to unlock.
Yeah, this was the thing I remember. Was when she's like, "You didn't like my drawing," and the first and only time in the entire game, Turnip Boy just talks and says, "Stop."
Yeah.
Oh God, I was remembering that, but I didn't want to say it. 'Cause I was like, I'm not sure if it's during this or between episodes because I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to ruin it because it was so great.
Because usually he's just completely stock still, unresponsive, and just that time just stop.
And just all of a sudden, he was done with her shit immediately. But yeah, I think at this point, because the game did say, "Oh, hey, what's it? You have all the stuff you can go fight," but then we're like, "Well, what if we tried to get all the hearts?"
Yeah.
And then we found out the cat also tells about the hats.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, guess we'll do that too.
Yeah. The hats, the hearts.
Yeah, I think the hat. Well, I was gonna say the hats are the more annoying thing, but that's just because I'm remembering when we got to the farm, I couldn't figure out which direction in the farm, like in the farmhouse, the barn, whatever, the barn was took us to the construction worker, because there were so many different branching paths in there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back on it now, like, that's kind of a very not linear dungeon to have that early in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of crap happening, and a lot of stuff to remember. Like, oh, I took door A. I'll check door B and C later, and then like later never comes. You just ignore it or forget about it. It's like, all right, well, if it was important, I'd have remembered it, and you just go off and do your thing.
And then you just, like, went to the barn and then left? Or did we
Yeah,
get
'cause
the
I
thing
think-
just then?
Well, no, I think I actually had to go further in. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of late at night. I'm sitting here talking, and
Yeah, I can't remember
It
what
is-
all we were doing other than just getting the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause this part
It's-
is a bit of a slog.
it's a mix of remembering, like trying to remember what we did, because this was the spray paint guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're getting health. Because they told us, yeah, you got the boss fight, and it's like, okay, we don't know if 7 hearts is gonna cut it. Let's try to get more, just in case.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to get absolutely everything, just in case there was a separate thing like, oh, you tore up all the documents, but what if you also need the hearts, or what if you also need the hats?
Yeah,
And I
you're
was
not
like-
going to get the special haberdashery ending if you don't have all the hats.
The haberdashery ending. The dapper. Oh shoot! No wait. I'm trying to think. Fuck. I don't know if I can make the joke. I was gonna say the dapper daikon, but I think a daikon's a radish, not a turnip.
Eh.
But are those close enough?
They're related. They
They're
called you a
related.
rutabaga, so...
I mean, you know what? Sure, the dapper daikon. Why not? God. Trying to remember.
The head-turning turnip?
I don't know about that one. That one's a bit of a stretch. And I think... Was there... Oh no, the thing... there was something in the trash can, but that was much earlier
Yeah.
in the playthrough. I think this was the... I was also trying to talk to that guy to see if talking to him would get rid of the boxes, because there were other paths that said, oh yeah, come back when you beat the game. I'm like, alright, maybe if I beat the game and talk to him, it'll remove the boxes. He did not remove the boxes,
Yeah.
much to my dismay. I think this was about the point where I was absolutely done with that last screen. Just going back and forth, zigzagging between the rocky,
Yeah.
around the canyon. That is easily the most annoying and frustrating part of the game,
Yeah,
I would
'cause
say.
You're going through every square inch of that screen, practically getting to the next screen.
Right, and you have to come back to that screen numerous times. So it's pretty much just walking the entire... I was going to say the entire perimeter, but that would be if I just ran the outer edge.
Yeah, the area.
Yeah, alright. I think that's about as good as you can get. Because, I mean, it is called the area. I was actually about to lose it mid-sentence. I'm sorry. It's late at night here. I'm having a bit of difficulty keeping it together right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, it's getting there on this one.
It really is.
We've done that horribly responsible thing of not getting to recording until way later than we should.
Until, like, we start at, like, 10, take another break, and then, like, 11 rolls around, and we're like, hey, let's record another. We're okay. We're young and in our...
no.
We're young and in our late 30s. Why not? Surely we're full of energy. And, that was a mistake, kids. That's not, You're not going to be young forever. We have to remind ourselves of this. Much to our disappointment.
One of the people I live with now, they were talking about how they saw a t-shirt they need that just has Master Shake on it. It says, I am 30 or 40 years old and I don't need this.
Oh my god.
I don't have to take this.
That actually sounds kind of great.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you remember how much that was, do you?
I can find it.
Oh shit.
Like, that's not going to be difficult to find.
Oh shit.
I imagine there aren't many places that still do officially licensed Master Shake merchandise.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember, like, once, maybe twice, they said they were ending the series, and don't they keep bringing it back?
They brought back for like another movie.
God, I didn't even see the first movie. Oh yeah, is this illegal?
Wood.
The wood. So I remember, yeah, because here was where they gave us the, what's it called? The the bomb sliding puzzle to blow up the middle thing to get another heart fruit.
Yeah.
Hammer. And I remember expressing a bit of disappointment that hammer was not a weapon I could wield. They let me wield shovel, not hammer, because reasons, I guess.
Oh. It's on TeePublic for like $22.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's about average price for them, yeah. Well, doesn't TeePublic... Hashtag not sponsored. Doesn't TeePublic usually do, like, fairly frequent sales?
Yeah.
And deals and whatnot?
Yeah, if I could get the actual site to load, that'd be great. Like, it's showing me the sponsored listing when I look for it, but it's not actually letting me click it in the shopping area.
But clicking it as being a bit objectionable.
Yeah.
It's having a fit. It's acting out.
Having a moment.
Having a teachable moment.
There we go.
Oh, what? Did you find it?
It's loading. Yeah.
Oh, it's... Sorry about the silence, ladies and gentlemen. We're waiting for Brian to pull up a Master Shake shirt.
There's a lot of shirts from Aqua Teen Hunger
There
Force
are.
I need
You're
now.
scrolling through a lot of these. I'm noticing a lot of Master Shake specifically. I am 30 or 40 years old and I do not need this. Okay. All right. I might wear that maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
I would just wear the flesh-colored Carl face shirt.
Oh no. Oh, that's awful. God. Just remembering when he used Master Shake's shrink ray and unshrinking ray on his dick.
Oh yeah.
Ladies, I want you to meet my good friend, Goliath.
No. Okay, the Meatwad shirt's also cute.
Hey, Fry Man, call the neighbors. I want them to see this.
No.
Why not?
Oh, they have multiple variations of the I'm 30 or 40 years old and I don't need this.
Oh, is there? Oh. Yeah, some of them are just... It's the same text, but it's just Master Shake staring directly at the viewer, and it's kind of it's a bit lacking. All right, so I think this was where we got to at the end. We were discussing whether or not we should record finding all the stuff,
yeah.
and considering how the last several minutes went, we just decided, you know what? We'll get all the extra stuff on our own time, and then we'll just come back and do the boss fight when we have everything and we're ready to go.
Yeah.
And that was what we decided on, because I think to this point we still had maybe 5 or 6 or so more things to get, and we didn't know how long the boss fight was going to go. So we're like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and err on the side of caution, just in case it ends up being some monstrous sequence. Takes like 30 seconds,
like suddenly just a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah, well, not even specifically that. Just any boss that has multiple phases.
Yeah.